Okay, pilots, I've got to do a little modification to the landing gear on the Dynam Tiger Moth. So what my plans are, let me see if I can turn it. It's got a little bevel right here at this end, right up here. It just kind of bevels out and then flattens out. I'm gonna just flatten that out all the way and cut the end off of it. Re-drill a hole, make it shorter is what I'm trying to do. It ain't nothing but aluminum. I could probably cut it. Let me see. Because I'm actually wanting to go right up to that hole. Yeah. I'm cutting it with a pair of wire snippers. Alright, where'd my piece of sandpaper go? Now I got my tool here I was gonna cut it with, but it doesn't. Aluminum is easy to work with. But once you've bent it and got it in shape, if you try to do any more kind of bending with it, it kind of gets weak and it'll crack. That looks good. Now let's see if my drill holds a charge since I done lost my light. Throwing a shadow on it right where I need to be. I was a little off center with my pilot hole there. What happened? Okay. Now, look at them. Measurement here. Looks exactly the same. Now, some will take and flatten this out far enough back up here and make just one adjustment. I'm going to go ahead and do it on both ends. One end's got to go in a little fork, and the other end just simply bolts to the side of the fuselage. So you gotta have enough clearance in here for this thing, like, you know, do so. So maybe on this end, I'll leave that little bevel in it. But one end needs to be flat so it can move in that little fork mount. Let's see if I can go with one here. Should have went that way the first time. All right. Get the burrs off of it. That to be kind of smooth. It's going to be kind of making, you know, suspension movements there. I've already got the gear bent forward. I've already got that took care of. I'm just simply taking the point of that clipper and putting it right at the bottom of the original hole. Cutting it. Just rounding it off a little bit. Take a smoke break. Now drill that hole right at the very tip of that bevel that's in it. On that other one. See if my aim is pretty good. Pretty good. These were originally yellow, like plain. I gotta flatten this one all the way up to the edge. You can see how I sanded it where it sanded the paint off. That's kind of like that bevel there. Piece of 80 grit, I think's what grit this is. I just want to flatten that tip. at the holes, not the rod, the holes. My holes are perfect. Perfect. I couldn't have guessed no better. Couldn't have swagged that no better. Let's see if I can get that light out. Yeah. Well, it's not wanting to hold right. Those two holes line up. Those two holes line up. Let me see. We'll paint them, let them dry. Perfect. Oh goodness, like a glove. Let me get a little paint on them. This brand. Buy this brand. Do not buy Rust-Oleum, or you'll wait 2 days before you can touch your plane again. And I believe that light green that I painted on this plane, the cap says is a flat or satin color. The name of it is satin moss, something like that. But I swear if it don't look like it's gloss to me. And Walmart pallets, I don't know what was going on in Walmart, but you got to get an attendant to come down there and open a glass case that's got all the spray paint in it. And then they stand there, they don't want you to get it, they want you to tell them what you want, and then they get it out and give it to you. Why? I don't know. Give me the state where I put you, please. And crayons getting hard to find. They want to put that Rust-Oleum in everything. I guess that's the reason it won't dry, is because they done took all the hardening agent side of it. Oh, you son of a gun, I ain't gonna roll right off of it, on that cloth. And that won't harden, see? That's why they keep bugging body shops about making sure you do your painting in a paint shop inside a paint booth. They don't want none of that stuff floating around, which is good, I mean, but man, it sure makes the products worthless when they do all that. All right, now. I went ahead and mounted my bottom wing in it up with 4 screws. I mean, for crying out loud, it being a Dynam, they fell right in the holes. They fell right in the hole. Fell right in the hole. I've even got the radio set up, but when I got the receiver and everything all plugged in, they had mislabeled the aileron servo and the rudder servo. They them swapped around, and it was just the label, because I tried taking the rods and crossing the rods and going over the rods wasn't long enough. I wasn't been able to do it. Now I could have took my rods out of my Hellcat I got laying down the floor. Maybe they might have been longer to be able to do that, but no, I just switched the plugs around in the receiver and went that route. 4 screws, 2 long ones in the front, the long ones in the front, shorter ones of the 4 in the back. If you can't tell, I got them raked pretty forward there a good bit. See? I actually put them in the drawer of the desk there and just kind of brung it and put the forks in and bring it forward. And then when I slid them into the mount here, it just didn't feel like it was snug to me. It didn't do one of them little snap jobs like you usually do when you slide something in. It's tight when it does that snap job, But I took 2 screws, just regular screws. They didn't come with the model or nothing, with bigger threads. I had to get it in there to hold it in, and put it in between where those forks were sticking up to go into the fuselage. That way the screw went down in it. Maybe that might help hold, but I mean, it just didn't feel good with me. It didn't feel good about it. So I put them 2 screws in it. I got my rods mounted down here in the tail. Got those in. Should have all the surfaces centered except for my ailerons here, because I just now mounted that wing. So let's plug that into ailerons. Checking my polarity. Okay, we're going to try to get these wing brackets here on. Try get started on putting this top wing on. It's not going to all be done in this video, I can tell you that much. Because this is a bi-wing with cables. Alright. Instructions is over here. Oh, by the way, if Roy, if you watch this video, man, you gotta let me know when your address. Try to get me on Facebook, or this is sometimes what I do is when I'm giving somebody my address is I'll put the number of the house on one comment on the video. Just put the number of the house there. Then on another video, put the name of the street. Another video comment, put the name or use zip code. Another video, put the county. Another video, state. And once I start getting the message or getting the code, picking up the code, I delete it and get it off there, and I'll see if I can get these props to you, brother. All right, we're looking at what size screw holds them on. All right, it says here it's 2.5 8 millimeter. Now that's not a long screw. Now, these little things here, they both the same way. They got mounts on the bottom. But on the fuselage, one on the side here, it's got a square in it. Let's see here. It's got a square in it here, and then this one's round. So I'm going to figure that that's going to go like so here. But I just don't see how this little bitty 8 millimeter screw is going to hold this thing on there. Can't see that happening. It barely goes through the mount. I'm going with the 10. I got some 10s here. Put a little bite on it. Now that front one, it's not, I mean, that's got to be, it's got to be. It can't be putting this little bitty screw there. Let me get it sideways and you see how long they are. They want you to put this little short one in there, and my goodness, the bracket, I want to look at it. The bracket is thicker than the screw. So we'll see here. I'm gonna stick that one small in there and see what it'll do. Because this front one's a little bit thinner than the back one is. Ain't it? Yeah, there's hardly any thread going into that. I mean, hardly any. I ain't putting that little screw in there. I know for a fact I got 100 of these things probably. Don't need it anyway. In these packs, you know, when you build a bunch of these things. You got a whole lot of them. If I run out of screws, I'll look for it. I'll find one. I've done had to come up with a couple of them on this one anyway. Still don't want to tighten it all the way up, even though I got a good bite on all of them. You want to still move a little bit. Now, as far as which side goes where, I mean, on the little square block, it's got this little area cut out of it right there. And then on this side, it sinks, but it's flatter. So I imagine that that's going to be the side they want you to put on the out. We have got to I was looking to see if I could put any of them cables on there first, but I can't. Here we go. What number is that one going to be? Number 1 goes from the top, front, to the front corner. Number 1. see, number 1. There you go. Okay. Now it's going to be have 2 leads on it. And that number 1 will go up to the top. If I can get them all untangled here. Oh my God. Oh, this is going to be good. Now, how in the world did that one get through that? Where's my end at here? Yeah, the labels help, but they sure don't help you get them loose from the pile here. Okay. Now, which wing are we looking at? One. It spreads and goes to the bottom of those 2. All right, now those 2. We've got 2 that's the same size, and then 2 that's longer. I believe that's what it was I was looking at. Let's see. Well, I thought that's what it was, but it's not. Maybe it's that other one. Yep. So all these are the same size. So we've got to see here. First of all, I've got to do this. So we've got to take these things and kind of make just a little bit of an angle in the loop. And I gotta get the screw to it. Goodness gracious. Number 6 goes in the back. I'll tell you which side of that bracket to put it on. Let's see here. Little nut there, little nut. Well, this ought to be interesting to put this little nut on. Hemostats. Multiple purposes for hemostats. Not going to tighten it all the way. We're gonna put number 5. Making sure that we're not tangled up, twisted up here at the end of number 1. We're gonna make sure all that's gonna be free all the way to the end, not round around. There we go, just like so. That's gonna be going all the way up to there. You gotta be kidding. I think they mislabeled that again. Let's see, let me look at something. Number 1. Here we go. These 2 number 1s that has the number 5 on the end of it and the number 6 at the other end of it. It's kind of like a wiring harness. And one's number 5 is supposed to go to the front, is what the instructions is saying. Number 6 is supposed to go to the rear. But I don't think that cable's long enough. This one ought to be the same size. I'm flipping it around and putting 6 to the front and 5 to the rear, see if that makes a difference. It's supposed to come up to here. Okay. I got it hooking into the rear, not the front, the rear. It's hard to see that in that picture. Okay. Get my screw back. That's not good. I've got to put the nut on the other side. The screw's got to go through the mount first. The head's so big it goes through the hole in this cable. Well, that ought to be interesting. Okay, hemostats. That's why you like your hemostat. Oh yeah, right. That screw almost good. Sure, I'm not twisted here. All right. That'll go there. Alrighty then. That's one of them. Now I still got to take this loose and put some little short ones in it. But let's see here. Which ones is it? I'm giving you an idea here. We're gonna cut it off here in just a minute. So we've got to go number 3 to number 6, and number 4 to number 5. There's number 4 to number 5. There's number 3 to number 6. I'm not going to bend them little tabs this time. I do have to take that bolt back off again. That's a shame. Just a second. Just stay just like that for a second. Before we go any further, let's check. 5. Goes to the corner number 5. And then number 4 is going to be crossing it, going all the way up to here. Now that ain't going to work. That ain't going to work. I thought that cable looked awful short. And then they want the number 6 here. Go up to here. And maybe those are going to be raked so far forward that it's going to be like that. So that's what we're going to go with. That this is going to be way up here to where number 4 will have it lined up. And number 6 to number 3 will be so far way up here forward, like way up here. There we go. Alright, pilots. I know you ain't seen a thing. I should have had it turned around going the other way. So let me get this one here started, and we'll just make a video here. We'll just make a video. Why not? You hadn't got to see a thing I've done. Put this back over here. I'm going to put this little short one on first because it seems like the hole that's in it's even bigger than the one that's in the other things. And these nuts and screws is just barely big enough to keep from coming through it. You run into that sometimes, Dynam. Don't drill your hole so big, you loosey goosey. Okay, so we got those bottom ones set. Alright, we're looking for, well, it was right here. Here it is. Yep. So you use the same numbers on the other side as you did the same side as the cables, as the top cable. This is the top cable. Then you got 2 different numbers that you use from the cable that goes from the fuselage here up to the top here. So you got this one, it's going to be going here to here, here to here, whatnot. And then you're going to have one coming from the fuselage up to the top ones. So that number is 2, and then it'll tell you at the end of it 4 and 3 which would be the tops of these, where I put 6 and 5 at the end up there, and it was at the top was 3 and 4. Okay. All right, now then, we're ready to go. So I'm gonna put this nowhere because that's the end of number 1. I'm looking for number 5. Number 6. What do you want? We want number 5, and I didn't really even have to take a pair of pliers to bend this thing. Pallets. I mean, it's doing all right. Kind of thin metal, not much. But I want to find the other short ones. Five and 4. 3 and 6. Okay. Get a bracket. Get a screw. I'm going with the outside, and you wait and see. I'll put that top wing on there, and you'll have to have it on the inside. You wait and see. You have to have everything on the inside. I'm putting the bracket on the outside and the cables on the inside, on the net. On the net, baby. On the net. Go in the hole. Go in the hole. Got to go in the hole before I get at the net. I'm going to put a nut in my hemostats. God damn, I bet that hurt. Okay, Kenny. Alright, I'm looking at number 5. I'm going to put the short number 5 on first. And the long number 5 on with the angled bracket. With screw on, with the nut on. Tighten it up. Put another nut in my hemo. Get it all the way to the end there, so when you release it, it kind of snaps on you, so you don't want it to catch that foam, so you put it right there on the end of it. Get that ready. Screw to our bracket. We're looking for number 6. We'll put number 6 on here. And the long number 6. Oh, forgot to bend the thing. Let me do that right quick. Let me see. It ain't strong. Probably tighten it up or do it enough when I get all the nuts all snugged up here. Most that I've seen that does this, they say they real tight. I mean, it seems to kind of reinforce the wing there. It's not really just a detail, it's actually functional. Okay, and we got number 6 here. It goes all the way up here. Let's see if I can get a screw just to hook it up. And then on the next video, we'll put the top wing on, because I know good and well I might let an explorer fly. Come on now. I want to see if this stuff's going to measure out right now. this on the other side of that. Nope, I mean, oh, I knew I'd do it. I knew I'd knock it off. That's not going to be able to stay there. That's going to be leaned. Where'd it go? Come on back up here. Yep, that's going to be the way it's going to be right there. With the cross, the cable crossing. And this one's going to go up here to the top of the back one. And then the other wires will go from here down to the fuselage mount. So there we go. That'll be in the next video. I'll go ahead and just I'll video all this stuff. I'm tired right now. Oh, I knew I'd do it. Slip right out of my hand. Let me see if I can find that screw real quick. Yep, right here. Got it right here. Okay, pilots. Whew. Let's see, was there anything I mentioned to Roy? Roy, get me the address, man. I'll get these props out to you. I'm going to send you 2 reverses and 2 standards. And let me see what else I'm thinking about here. Yeah, I told you about having a darn elevator servo and rudder servos being labeled wrong. I just simply swapped it around on the receiver here. I pulled the rods all the way out and swapped and crossed them over and run this one down that way and run this one over here down that way, but they wasn't long enough. Just wasn't long enough. So that's the little bit of love you got to give Dynam pilots, a little bit of love. I'm out.